On an early June morning, Miss Topham Hatt was at the sheds for an important announcement. The engines were wondering what her announcement could be, because it seemed to be serious. They found out when she spoke.
As we know, the man who helped this railway become more popular a long time ago passed away 14 years ago, and I want to honor him as a birthday gift because he would have been 100 years old this month.
The engines couldn't believe their eyes. They forgot how old he was when he was alive. But now they know with a man who would have been that old.
With this auspicious occasion, I wanted it to be very special. I've ordered a special gift that will remind us of who the Reverend was, and I've asked an important person to come for the tribute, and she said yes. So not only do I want this as a special tribute to Reverend Wibbert Auriga, to this island as well. His birthday will be in 2 weeks, so I don't want any goofing around while we're marking plans for the tribute and decorating this station as well. Do I make myself clear? Everyone.
The engines agreed and got very excited. They wondered what the tribute would be like and what she ordered to honor the Reverend.
Now, onto your jobs. James, you will be picking up the gift that I ordered from the other railway when it's complete and bring it back here. Pip and Emma, you will be picking up the special visitor for the tribute. The rest of you, please do your regular jobs to make sure the railway runs like clockwork.
The engines said yes and puffed away to do their jobs. A couple of days later, the birthday gift was finished, and James picked it up and was coming back from the other railway. The gift he was pulling was covered, so he had no idea what it could be. But he was very excited to find out. Everything went well till the tunnels were in front of him. When James spotted them, he put on its brakes and came to a stop. The tunnels collapsed, and no one can pass through them now. So James's driver called for the construction crew to check it out. When Miss Topham Hatt got the news, she postponed all runs to the other railway or anywhere else that got through the tunnels till further notice. But for the passengers, Bertie and his friends had to take them from Sodor to the other railway and then back again. They didn't mind doing the jobs for the engines because they want to show that they are really useful buses and want to prove that they can do an express engine's job just as well as a bus job. Gordon and Thomas were at the sidings doing nothing because they were taking a long break from doing their jobs this morning. I can't believe this would happen at such a bad timing. Just a couple of weeks before the tribute happens, and trouble is already happening. Calm down, Gordon. The construction crew will fix the issue before the day arrives. I've known Jack and the Pack for a long time, and they understand how much this means for everyone. You're right, Thomas. I guess I'm worried for the twins who are now in charge of my old line after my retirement aren't taking the express to the other railway. If I were still in charge of it, then I'd be a mess and would complain about it non-stop till it's fixed. Boy, would that be a mess for me. Wait. Retirement? That's why they've been running the line instead of you now? Oh, dang. I didn't tell you, didn't I? No. What's even going on? Now I'm the one who's getting confused. Well, you see, my parts won't work the same way as they used to for the last few decades, and Miss Topham Hatt knows that it's time for me to just do the little things now, so I don't keep breaking down and falling apart when I have to go super fast just to be on time, like I used to. So she bought Pip and Emma from the other railway, and they've been working on this island ever since. That's why you don't see me taking the express train anymore and doing the small express now. I don't believe this. I thought the twins started working with us because they knew we have a lot more passengers than we used to. I'm very sorry for all the teasing I did to you from the past. I didn't know that this day would come. How would everyone react to knowing that the one of the very first engines to work on this island is now going to retire, and we might never see you again? I don't believe this is happening. Whoa, there, Thomas. Whoa, calm down. I'm not retiring because I'm dying. I'm just at the point where I can't do the big things anymore. Really? You're not leaving us? Heavens, no. I'm just like Edward by being old and reliable. As long as I'm continuing to work on this island, I'm sure I'll be just fine. I guess you can say that it's time for the bigger engines to do the small things while you small engines do the big things. I wouldn't say that. I guess I'm just surprised to realize that this whole new change happened to the point I'm overreacting to this. I'm very sorry for doing that. That's alright. I was surprised myself when Miss Topham Hatt and the twins told me what was going to happen. Well, I guess it's a good thing I wasn't there to overhear that. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten myself into a serious conversation with our controller. The two engines laughed and Thomas realized that his next run was going to start. Well, I better get back to work. I don't want the passengers to get impatient with me. Alright, good luck with the rest of your day. They whistled goodbye and he was back to work. By the time the day of the tribute came, the tunnels were removed from the tracks so the engines could go to the other railway again. Pip and Emma raced to the other railway to pick up the very important visitor, while Miss Topham Hatt was making sure the station was ready for the big day. The engines were waiting for the rail car twins to arrive, and there were so many people waiting as well. But then they heard a horn. They knew who it was. Pip and Emma came to a slow stop at the station. Then everyone heard the door open and saw who the important visitor was. It was the Queen of England herself, Elizabeth II. Everyone cheered and the engines whistled for her. The last time she was visiting Sodor was back in the early 1950s. So it was great for her to finally come back and see the island again.
Well, this is a very nice surprise to see her again after a long time. But I thought the Royal Engine would take her this time.
I think she's busy pulling William and Kate around since they got married 2 months ago.
Ah, that explains a lot of the railcar twins doing it instead.
Miss Topham Hatt welcomed her and then silenced everyone. She had an important speech to give them.
Back in 1806, this land was found and started to become a railway and got a lot more extended as time passed by. But then my great-great-grandfather became the first ever controller to run this railway. Ever since, all the generations of my family became the controllers themselves. But from what my grandfather told me as a kid, the Reverend Woodward already came here with his family as a holiday and really liked what he saw and asked my great-grandfather permission to write true stories on what happened. When he said yes, Audrey immediately wrote some of the true stories and read them to his son Christopher when he was sick in bed with measles. With his wife, Margaret, and the permission of my great-grandfather to publish the first ever book with 4 stories in them. It grabbed a lot of attention from many readers and started making this land more popular. Then in 1984, Riddlecraft created the television show that made this land even more popular than it already was. From the story about it word being used again after a long time, to Thomas having his own branch line, to knowing what the Narrator really is to what we're doing today. I wanted to be the next controller of this railway since I was just a little girl and showed my feather that I know how to control this railway and make sure the engines are being really useful. When it was time for me to take charge, I swore to my family name that I will do what the previous generations did and make sure things run on time and make this railway better than what it was. The first female controller on this railway, I think it's best that we give our honors to the man who helped this railway become popular. Without him, this land would have probably gone bankrupt and most of the engines would have been scrapped.
The engines didn't say anything. They didn't even want to think about what would have happened of being scrapped.
To celebrate his 100th birthday, I had sculptors from England to make this as a special birthday gift and I know he would love it.
She pulled the cloak off the gift and everyone was speechless. It was a sculpture of the Reverend Wilbur Audrey, And at the bottom it said, "Without whom none of Thomas and his friends' adventure would have been told."
This will be a reminder that he was a very special friend to my family and the engines as well. I know that he and my two great-grandfathers would have been very proud of what this land has become today and how my feather controlled it and how I'm controlling it now. And be put right here for everyone to look and read it. I will continue making this railway better and have the engines do as they are told. They've been really useful engines to my family since the very beginning. No matter how old they are, they will always be really useful engines.
The engines blew their whistles while the audience cheered. Thomas and his friends went through a lot of adventures over the years, but they always get the job done and are really useful engines. And I think we can all agree that there will never be anything like the Fact Controller's Railway.